Breakfast with KXVU.
Trickstar Radio.
Right then, 14 minutes past 8 here on Trickstar Radio. I'm joined by Anders of Ovre. Makes it sound like a title, doesn't it? I'm Anders of Ovre. So obviously we've been discussing kind of like the route into DJing and then looking at a route into kind of putting events together as well. And they're both kind of similar paths. So you are now an official Patterns resident, which is quite a cool one. Obviously you've seen has that kind of come more through doing the attic side of things, or would you say it's more kind of being in the right place to be the right level of support for who they've got booked in?
I would say it's a mix of the two. So when we sort of first started out, we had a couple of shows on one Brighton FM, as it was called then, and also Neil, who does the booking of Patterns, is a good friend of ours. So it's sort of, you know, it's the combination of the two, really. And then we did a few shows that he really liked. We did the Pattern show a couple of times, and it sort of seemed like a natural progression at the time for that to happen. And then when we started putting on the events as well, he saw we're doing quite a lot in the city, and he really liked what we're doing. So yeah, I think it's sort of between the two, really.
Nice. And I think, I mean, me personally, I still think there's quite a lot of weight in having that kind of residency title. I think it's not necessarily something that gets talked about enough, but I definitely think that the term kind of like being a resident in a club, in a club like Patterns, for instance, which is like a very established venue, I think is an amazing thing. So well done, is what I'm here to say. And to be honest, you've done it in a moderately short space of time since like first learning to DJ, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. So then obviously you've kind of progressed forward, and you've gone from doing kind of like a regular sort of stream of shows to eventually, am I right in saying you've ended up hosting a festival stage?
Yes. Well, yeah, a couple actually. So this summer we did Alfresco Festival, which is a really cool small little festival in Kent, and we also did Funk and Soul Weekend, which is in Brighton on the beach.
Amazing.
So the Funk and Soul, we hosted an after party with Marshall Jefferson, which was like incredible for us. And then the Alfresco one, we sort of got given a budget as such to sort of book who we wanted to do. So it was pretty like amazing, to be honest.
I mean, wow, when you kind of look at it like that, within two and a half years, should we say 2.5 years, to go from first like touching decks or whatever and going like, this is what we want to do now, I'm really interested in doing this, to then having a festival stage.
It's been quick, to be honest. So it normally happens a little bit slower. I think it's just sort of it's been I don't know, I suppose it happened really from us sort of just constantly being involved in the scene, always trying to sort of find new ways where we can do things differently, and the Alfresco one really came about because we went the first year, we sort of met the organiser and we told him what we're doing, and then we had a couple of phone conversations where he sort of asked a bit more about what sort of vibe we're going for, and it was very similar of what he wanted for the festival. So it sort of started off really from him saying, oh, do you want to host a stage? And we're like, yeah, no worries, we can do like a small, because I think there's 8 different tents there this year, so it was sort of, we thought we'd do like a smaller one, and then in the end it got to the end and he told us we have the main stage, so we have the main sort of central hub of the festival, and it was all like us branded, and we're like, what the hell is going on?
That's so hang on, you ended up having not even just a stage, you had the main stage.
We had the main stage, and then we didn't know that until about a month and a half before the festival. So he called us and said, oh yeah, by the way, you have the main stage, and we've also given you another act. And we're like, okay. So and then we just had to promote it like that, really.
I mean, that's absolutely phenomenal. Like it's actually quite mind blowing.
Yeah,
what people achieve in 2.5 years from starting normally.
Yeah.
They've got like just about got their like kind of first few releases out or whatever. Like they've normally got, I don't know, they've played like a really good kind of warm up show. You've done that tenfold.
Thanks,
and then gone on to and host that. How's the Funk and Soul Weekender as well? Because obviously this is quite a big one.
Yes. I think it's the first time they've done it in Brighton. So it was on the beach, sort of kind of near Concord, and they approached us. They sent us an email, and at the time, so I was just going to ignore it because it was like a blanket email, and I thought that it's just they sent it to loads of people, and it was just like, oh, you know, one of those things. Are you interested? Oh, but you can do it if you pay, I don't know, X amount.
Yeah.
So but anyway,
this much to rent a festival stage.
Yeah. So but anyway, Jack replied to it without me knowing really, and then they replied and they're like, oh, can we have a meeting? We're like, yeah, okay, cool. So then we met up with them, and then they sort of said, oh, do you want to get involved with the festival? And we're like, yeah, of course. And then it sort of just went on from there really, and we did the after party, the Arch. So again, it's sort of, I think it came about from them sort of noticing what we were doing in Brighton at the time. We were doing a few terrace parties, and we'd done a few parties in the past that we were sort of happy with, and I think it sort of, again, it fit in with the ethos and the people that they were booking for the festival. So yeah, it all just kind of stemmed from there, really.
It's just the first time you've kind of clocked. Actually, this is all happened very quickly.
I've never really spoken about it, to be honest. It sort of just happened, and then we just did it, and then because me and Jack were both surprised, but we sort of just like, oh yeah, that just happened. But really, actually, think about it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you've spoken quite a bit about like having a similar vibe with Attic. What would you say the Attic vibe is? If you were to write it on a as a tagline, what would the tagline be?
I mean, I suppose we try and find DJs that can. This is so cliche, but to sort of tell a story within a DJ set, I suppose. So we try and give them. We've always tried and give the DJs like really long sets. So it's not just an hour or 2 hours. We've always given the DJs like 6-7 hours to try and, if they want to do it, 6-7 hours to DJ.
I mean, that's a slog.
Yeah,
that's
it is. But then it really gives them opportunity to like play everything from their collection, from like starting off with like, I don't know, ambient or whatever, and then leading up and then back down, and then seeing what they play like 5 a.m. So it's I suppose that's the sort of the ethos of it, and it was trying to get like DJs, really cool DJs in Brighton, and really cool DJs, I don't know, across Europe really, and lesser known who don't get to DJ outside of their inner circles, and trying to come and play somewhere else. So that's where we started, and we got Jamie Reed to play our first event, who's like an incredible DJ. So he started off, and then we booked people from Berlin that came over, and he was again a lovely guy. So yeah, I suppose the ethos really was to try and give lesser known DJs long DJ sets in cool little venues.
Amazing. I like the ethos. I do really like it. Yeah. We're going to jump into another tune from yours that you brought over. This one, I'm really bad at pronouncing names, which is not a good thing for this job. Appiento featuring Claire Huss. This one is Things You Do for Love. We're going to jump into this one, and then we're going to carry on the conversation. Don't go anywhere. We're live on Breakfast.
Waking up Brighton.
Breakfast with KXVU.